Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm doing the Infamy 10 random hero of Bounty of 1. This one gets a little crazy, I'm not gonna lie. So stick around to the end and enjoy the show, and I'll go over some of the choices I make along the way. So I got this, I don't even know what to call him, but all the projectiles just end up returning to me. So basically every shot gets 2 hits, and this run I just kind of go on an attack speed, just ridiculousness. So the first one I pick up, as long as I don't take damage for a minute, I gain a permanent buff of some attack speed and damage, which I'm not perfect at the game, but I usually get all 3 stacks before the end, so I find it worth it. So I find once you get enough attack speed, you don't need your attacks to be precise. They're gonna hit eventually. Especially on the bosses, like their hitbox is so big that take the extra attack speed, shoot a bunch of projectiles, you're good to go. I did take some cooldown early on here just because I know it helps with dashes, and you never know when you'll get into a dash build, and that's kind of where I go with this run, so it's gonna be fun to watch. I get the gold attack speed, throwing me up to several attacks, what is that, 2 per second. Get a purple one to follow it up. I take the dashes instead though. Again, you never know. I was thinking crit more than damage, but I end up going with the damage build. So right now, all my dashes heal me. Which in itself is essentially immortality, the way I look at it. You shouldn't be taking that many hits in the lower infamy levels. That being said, I do take quite a few hits here coming up, but I managed to sneak by. And this is where I give up my immortality, and now I'm just going to stack base damage every time I dash. So now I'm back to only heart speed in my heals. But having an endless stacking damage buff that you can get every, couple seconds, not a bad thing. The hitbox on this guy is ridiculous. Like, you get hit from above when, like there, I shouldn't have been hit, but I was. But I sneak by with 2 health. This is probably my favorite support item, dancing daggers. So the longer you stay still, the more you build up. And then when it's time to move, you just unload a bunch of daggers at them. So my attack speed, I decided to go with the piston, just because it's an automated attack, it scales off my attack speed, which is already ridiculous. And thanks to the dancing daggers that I just picked up, when I'm running around, it increases my attack speed. So when I'm moving from projectiles, I get way more shots from the piston. So they kind of synergize a little bit in that way. Here I'm going to go for the fickle bullets. Just because you end up seeing a net positive on your overall damage from them. And when you're shooting out so many, like, the law of averages just is in your favor for the amount of negative 20% versus the positive 80s. Here I was a little distracted, the phone was going off, but got some hearts, got back into it. Bouncing and piercing do like absolutely nothing for him. So I end up picking up the coffee. I'm not a fan of the coffee just because it doesn't ever seem to stay up enough to make it worthwhile. I did try playing around on some of the higher Infamy levels now that you can just add whatever level you want. And it's a little ridiculous where you take 6 damage in a single hit. Made it past the first sheriff and then I just got overwhelmed. I think I tried like an Infamy 30 or something like that. But I'll keep working my way through the Infamy levels and I'll get there. Couldn't quite get him in a single phase. So here I get all my dashes back on a single thing and I use them all at once. So every time I do that, I'm getting, was it 50 bonus damage stacking? Now see, this is where I should have been dashing more, but I was trying to get my attack speed to see what ridiculousness I could get it up to. And every time you dash, it resets that attack speed buff. I think I got up to something like 30 attacks per second, at least. Yeah, see, like, bounce is just, it's not useful for him. Yeah, so there, 14.42 is cap. And then when I move, it's like 38. Here I pick up the little guy to go get XP. He's probably my most favorite utility ability that you can get. Especially when you have dancing daggers and you don't want to move. Alright, I have about 1,000 dancing daggers saved up, which is where I try to sit at for final boss. Just nuke him through that phase. And then nuke him through here. And there you go. Alright, if you enjoyed the content, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.